Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another Last Epoch Div Stream. As usual, I'm your host, Mike. Hello, how's it going, everybody? Glad to be back. Hope you are feeling fine and doing well. We, after the completion of our Aberoth Marksman challenge, I call it a challenge, probably shouldn't have been that much of a challenge. We are going to be working on shifting towards Blade Dancer now, so we can fight Uber. I don't think this build's gonna take us all the way through Uber. I just don't see it happening. So we're working on it. We're starting on it. Oh yeah, that's something of people doing stuff. Yeah. Like, something couldn't have just dropped there. Alright. We've got our build. Here it is. I was gonna look for my stash. I think I have this belt here. Wonderful. And a couple more of them. Beautiful. All right. Well, let's hop right back into. I also realized that I didn't I didn't complete the quest, so we're gonna have to do it again at some point here, which is fine. We're gonna start pushing corruption up. Where's our worst blessing? We need. I think we need a different blessing there. Alright, as usual, welcome to stream. We stream for charity. Charity's above my head. Everything that comes in from stream goes to them. If you do have a question you'd like me to answer, I'd be more than happy to do so. Please put @LastEpochGame in the question, and I will answer it. Anything you want to know about the game, how it's developing, where it's going, where it's been, cool things you might want to hear my thoughts about. I don't know, if you're crazy. Oh, we got a sub. We got a big sub. Oh, Mr. Fibble. 27 months. That's huge. Hot London, England. Because there is a London, Canada. I think yours was first, though. Thank you very much. I recognize what the sound was this time. Proud of myself. I guess I could just dive right into the boss and roll a new blessing there. We got bits. I almost never seen bits. We love bits. Bits are cool. All right. This map is dark. Is it just because there's like a giant light blinding in my face right now? I find that sometimes happens when I play on stream. I'm like, this is so dark, and then I go in there like after stream and like check the zone, and I'm like, it's not actually that bad. Just turn the lights off. Alright, what are we doing this one? We're just slaying enemies till we learn the location of the sealed gate. Skiffrin Gate. Season 5 trailers when? When it's most advantageous to release the release date. It's yeah, I want to put it out as soon as possible. Seen it. Looks awesome. Pumped for it. I call it moody. In a great way. Yeah, the release date, we were talking much on Reddit this morning about the release date and the trailer and the timing and all that sort of stuff. There is no release date yet available. We do have a planned release date. Everything's tracking perfectly well to get there. It's looking fantastic, all that sort of stuff. Right, we weren't going to challenge yet because we were going to bump up our corruption. That's why. All right, are the development of Season 5 going to plan? Or is it mostly done and working is mostly on console release and LEO? Our primary focus right now is Season 5. We have started on, like, there's certain projects for LEO that we started on, like, almost a year ago now, that are going well, they're on time, which is great. Our main focus overall is Season 5. It's doing really well. We either have or are just about to push out a build to the CT program, which is great. And bye-bye, boss. I really should, so we're switching over to Blade Dancer, and I need to redo my loot filter to highlight the items that are going to be good for Blade Dancer instead of Marksman, because right now we're just showing a bunch of bow stuff. So that will not be super helpful. Okay, boss echo. Let's do a boss echo. We don't need to do the Harbinger. I've been practicing, so after last week, where I tried to do WASD briefly and failed miserably at it. It was maybe 2 weeks ago. Just trying to rewire my brain to be able to try it more. And I almost decided to play with it on stream today, but I'm like, yeah, it's still not good enough for like, not the functionality isn't good enough. My brain's not good enough at doing it. But yeah, this is something I've been really looking at a lot, because I think it's a better control scheme in general, and I'd really like to get a good feel for it in Last Epoch, a good feel for it in ARPGs in general, and see how we can make it as awesome as possible. So I think it's gonna be really important to have an awesome system. It plays into a lot of the controller stuff and the console stuff. It's a lot of those systems are integrated. Quiver would have been great. Boots, I think that's what we want. Is it boots or belt that we were looking for? Can't remember if it was boots or belt. Shoot. We'll switch to boots. All right, next question. What is the studio's thoughts on putting things in the game that aren't announced? Surprises that players can discover. Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. Oh yeah. Yes. I mean, there's sort of like two sides to this. One, it's really good to get, build engagement early, build the hype up, make people excited to play the game, get people in and interested in the game before it releases. And so we want to put like lots of really big things in there for sure. And we want like major things that are going to draw someone in. We want those to be there. Now, at the same time, it's really awesome when there's certain elements that are like maybe there's something that's driving engagement, that's doing really well to say like, hey, come play this game, it's awesome, and people are excited about some of that, and then there's even more of that than they expected. That's really fantastic. Like I don't think it'd be good if we were just like, surprise, a new mastery class dropped. I think that would be a mistake on our part, because I think we'd be like burying the lead too much, At the same time though, like if we're like, oh, there's gonna be 10 new uniques, and we announce 10 uniques, and there's an 11th unique hidden in there, and it like drops, and then someone finds it. Like, that's cool. And then I think there's also like you can do really small things that are completely unique. So like like an Easter egg, something like that. It's good to have like sprinkled in. I think this is the chest we're going to start with. Possibly this one. I corrupted both of these yesterday. They're both pretty nice. I've been trying to corrupt a nice bow chest. We got lucky with the hat. Really lucky with the hat. Because this one I think will carry us through. Right. Yeah, let's push up some corruption here. We should almost do the boss. Well, let's unlock one first. Maybe I'll just read down here. Sounds good to me. Have you guys ever considered turning forged weapons into a standalone skill with its own skill tree? Yes, we have. It's one of those things because they're so integrated into certain other skills, and like it kind of already, like Forge Strike kind of already is that thing, you know? I think it would leave such a big gap in Forge Strike that we'd kind of have to rework that quite a bit. Now, at the same time, I am really interested in doing a lot of work on changing Forge Guard. So I think it's kind of missing its mechanical niche a little bit. Like maybe missing the mark on its mechanical niche, because it like has a theme that it promises, and it doesn't really deliver on that yet. I mean, and so I'd really love to have so Forge Guard. I think the thing that it promises is hey, you can like manifest versions of your gear into the world, and while we do kind of do that, so there's like forged weapons and manifest armor and things like that, you do get like a version of your gear ish in the world. So few of the mechanics that you hope would work that it doesn't really deliver on that. And so I've been trying a few different ways to the Omen windows scare me right now. I've been trying a few different ways to either deliver on that promise or shift the promise a little bit. I don't know the best way to handle it yet. But I think that, yeah, I think there's more things to be done there. Because it's a really cool idea. Like, and you see it in all sorts of games, all sorts of different like mediums and genres, and like having these like animated weapons. And it's cool. It's fun. Like living weapons with like attitude and personality and things like that are really cool. You see them various places like this is a deep cut. The Guild Wars Dark Cloud 1 had I probably mentioned before, had a slingshot that talked to you. Two of them actually. Dark Cloud 2 I think had a reference to that as well, possibly the same thing. Maybe like a gun instead of a slingshot though. And then all sorts of books and stuff. It doesn't matter. Anyways, point is, I think that there's a lot of great things we could do with Forge Guard, and I would love to see us expand on this a bit. Bit of a long-term goal though. Since imprint drop rates were reduced recently, are there any plans to buff imprint chances in a future patch, or is that something you have to wait till season 5 for? You won't see any major, or you won't see any patches for season 4 without a really major problem being fixed. So like as long as there's not a gigantic exploit that shows up, or like a huge crash that's affecting like large swaths of players, we're not going to be patching season 4 anymore. Like critical fixes only is the stage it's in. We are looking at balance changes for imprinting and the way imprinting is presented in general for season 5, because it does fill a very important role, and it's not delivering on that well enough right now. It was doing too good of a job in season 4 or season 3, and it's not doing a good enough job in season 4. It also has some issues that it creates when it is probably doing that job well enough, that we need to address a little differently. But yeah, I think that, you know, imprinting is something that clearly players enjoy. Having that control over what you're going to see, saying this is good, I want more of this, I think is a really, really fun mechanic. I think that's the sort of thing that I'm just like ignoring that it's over button and just keep talking and playing. I don't know why. But yeah, it's sorry, I just read the next question and started thinking about it. Imprinting is something that we are definitely looking at changes for, but I don't want to just say like, oh, it's just like rebuffing it sort of thing. Because I think that the idea of being able to say this is what I have that I like and I want more of this, is a really good mechanic, and we'd like to deliver on that with the imprinting in general. I do think that, like, just as a note, I mentioned this before several times, I'm gonna die here. Where is it? Weaver tree. The shape of a lot of people's weaver trees going to the imprinting nodes immediately is an issue that we need to fix. Even when it's not very powerful, it still is the case, you know? What color would I use to describe season 5? Like, okay, just a sec. I will get an actual color. Oh, that is a much brighter color than I thought it would be. Cool color. Okay, let me get like a. We're gonna open GIMP and we're gonna get a dropper to find out what the exact hex code of this color is. I assume this is not showing GIMP on screen. I died. Awesome. Couldn't see my screen. Come on, no. Does that water dropper not work for that? Here we go. That color. Make sure that actually translates to a color when I paste it into something other than. Yeah, that looks just like red. That just looks like straight red. Oh well. was a really roundabout way of saying red. I was hearing an audio echo. Oh no. Like the... Let's turn down my speakers. Okay, let's do this. Let me know if the echo's still there. I can't hear that at all. Was the echo like in the game? Like game audio coming through again, or is it like my voice reverberating? Must be an OBS issue. Dang it. Yeah, it's definitely not my speakers cycling through because I can't even hear the game right now. I might as well be playing on silent. Game audio only. Okay. Something like that. Shoot. Okay, maybe. Let me see if I can just do something real quick. Okay. Let me know how that is. Something speaks in game, it echoes. Oh, it's like the player character? Like it's just the player lines? That's interesting. Okay, that did nothing. Awesome. Awesome. Oh my goodness, really? How's that?
Easy, too easy.
I'm pretty sure I fixed it. We'll just wait for it to catch up. It was a really obvious problem. Yeah. It's definitely there was a full-on second audio output that was just the game. So I've got like my desktop audio that's like outputting the audio for, and then it had like just the game outputting the audio, which I realistically should be what I'm doing the audio output for, not my desktop. Which we can figure out later. But it's fixed. That's all that matters. I'm going to undo those other changes that I tried to make, though, just in case that was causing problems. There we go. All right. And we get out of here. Oh my god, it's a quiver, just like I always wanted. Wrong hockey mic. All right. Is the team interested in Guild Wars Reforged Mobile? I haven't heard anything about this yet. Guild Wars Reforged Mobile, you say? Like a month old? How have I not heard about this? I mean, I wasn't interested, but I'm extremely interested. This is out? Oh man, I played so much Guild Wars 1. Oh, I absolutely love the... So we played so much Hall of Heroes. And like, I always trying to play a Mesmer. And like something Mesmer. I always loved integrating Mesmer into my builds. My favorite was the like a Ranger Mesmer with a big old hammer, and the nickname for the class was a Bunny Thumper. And you're just there to like interrupt people. That's all you're there for. You're just like, every one of your abilities just interrupts. You have spells that interrupt. You have melee abilities that interrupt. You have like, you run really fast and you just interrupt people. You knock people down, trip people. It's just great. Just a big old shit disturber running around. Loved it. That game had some really cool strategies. I will definitely be checking that out, Liz. Thank you. I have been looking for a new awesome game to play on my phone. It's been less of an issue now, so I got like, I connected like Steam Link through my phone, and it's been great to play at home. You got like, you know, up late with young kids, that sort of thing. It's nice to be able to break open a game when you're awake for 4 hours in the middle of the night. Been playing Blueprints that way. I think I'm on like the last puzzle in that game. I'm pretty sure it's gotta be. It's one of those things, like, it's gotta be the last puzzle. All right. Well, I appreciate Fractured Prison, but the power gap between Uber Encounter and the next hardest thing is so massive compared to every other content. Yes. Not asking to nerf Uber, but are there plans to bridge the gap so it isn't so steep? Absolutely, yes. Very soon. Yeah, it's definitely a big issue. The gap between Aberoth and Uber Aberoth is huge. Yes, there's kind of something in the middle. I think there needs to be like, we've got plans for several bosses to appear both before and after Aberoth, and before and after Uber Aberoth. So like, if like we've got, I don't know, Aberoth. Yeah, just we need a whole bunch more bosses and challenges, fixed difficulty and variable difficulty challenges. That's a huge part of what we're working on. Lots of those are coming down the pipe. I would say not lots of them in season 5. I want to be clear about that, but we are working on lots of them. But yeah, every major patch comes with new bosses. Are seasonal challenges planned in the future? That's something they're really interested in doing. I think seasonal challenges are the sort of thing that is really good for. There's two things that they're fantastic at. One, new players that have not really dove into the end game very deep before, giving them a way to say like, here's a list of challenges, here's a list of things that you could do to that are like, they're like seasonal achievements almost, sort of thing. And I think they're really good. They're concentrated, they're focused. You can guide players into what's going to be useful for their character, what's going to be useful for unlocking the content, what's sort of like new, what's exciting, what's difficult. It's really, really good at all those things for new players. And then I think for franchise players, it's also really good because it gives this like benchmark for like how good a character is, like how quickly you use something like that. I think that they're just fantastic in general. So yes, we are very interested in doing that. When that's going to happen, I don't know. That's something I'll be pushing for sure. Yeah, I just started on looking at what those are in PoE 2 to see what I could do there. Yeah, I think they're great. I just hit 94 last night. Still got a long ways to go. All right. I'm really excited about the skeleton helmet unique. Me too. Could you share a few more details about it? Sorry, Aaron, I can't. I don't know if it's there. No, I'm sorry that the limit of the details I'm allowed to share have been shared already. There was one more detail that I shared that I don't think anyone noticed.
Easy. Too easy.
Terrible, I know, right? I don't even think the social team noticed I did it either. Don't tell them. We are a secret. Don't go scrolling through the whole stream footage because it wasn't on stream, by the way. All right. Would you be open to the idea of mixing some non-RPG gameplay, like elements of 4X, RTS puzzles, material/building? Yeah. Yes. I kind of mentioned this a little bit on a few streams recently. I'm a huge board game player. I love board games. You can see a bunch of them behind me. There's actually, you can see a very small fraction of them behind me, probably. There's also a closet just over there that is full of them. I think board games are awesome. Love them. Great way to like get together with friends, family, and you know, I'm a huge. If ARPGs weren't around and available and awesome, okay, that was close. Turn-based strategy games would be my next love. And yeah, I think there's lots of really great elements of other games like that we could other genres that we could sort of like blend into some secondary elements for less people. Yes, I think that'd be awesome. And there's some like minor elements of that we've done already. And I say minor because they're not really very deep yet. But for example, just how you lay out your timelines on your echo web. That's part of it. Like, this is a strategy board game. It's a I wouldn't call it a very deep strategy board game, but this functionality is sort of thing that you find in a strategy board game where there is like specifically when you're going to a cemetery, and that gives you access to place echoes down, and you can like put them in specific situations and positions is what I meant to say. And there's like having certain things next to each other helps them, and you know, things like that. And I'd really like to evolve that if we can. But yeah, it's like, this is, I would say, a light version of that. I think having a really focused version of that in a specific system would be awesome. You know, like, what's an awesome board game that I think could translate well? And like just elements of it. So there's like worker placement, like meeple placement games, maybe where there's some sort of like a worker or a barbarian or a character that you're rescuing from a situation, and they're added to a small force that you can then distribute around a battlefield, and depending on where you distribute these forces that you've rescued from doing certain levels or dungeons or something like that, or rescue runs or something, I don't know, I'm literally making this up on the spot. Then there's like a way that influences how the board plays out, and so you like do missions in between, and missions are like small dungeon runs sort of thing, something like that. I think it'd be great. Let's do one. Do we have a needle in here? We do have a needle in here. Which one are we pulling out? Necrotic resistance, where are we? We are in Stolen Lance. We can lose necrotic resistance. So yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of room for other genre elements to seep in for things, for secondary mechanics. Yeah, as a way to like sort of drive the action and change how you're opting into systems in an endgame system. It's a ton of fun. I think that's the sort of depth that people are looking for in our endgame that maybe isn't really displayed very well yet. Please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on this one. If that's not the sort of thing people are interested in, let me know. Did that hypothetical thing I was coming up with on the spot sound fun or sound terrible? Let me know. I hope it sounded fun because I really liked it. I'm going to pitch it. Unless everyone here tells me right now. Not for you? Okay, fair enough. Someone get a summer haircut? It happened to coincide with being a summer haircut. That's not why I got the haircut. You'll find out why I got the haircut at some point soon. All right. Did I have to do the Harbinger to get the needle type? No, I didn't think so. I'm so excited to get rid of this. I'm so excited to get rid of this. That's going. I don't know when that'll actually be gone, but it is going. That needle, that silly idle needle is going. That whole system's getting... It was necessary, not necessary anymore. So excited. Happy birthday, Mike. Nowhere about as far from my birthday as possible. But thank you. My wife jokes about me sometimes getting annual haircuts. I used to anyways. I gotten so many more haircuts in the last few years than I did like the 10 years before. What am I doing? We're gonna up some corruption here. Can we? I think we just have to get a lot of these to up it, right? That's fine. We'll get there. You have a birthday this year. Yeah. Ooh, we got to see what primordial we need and start running some dinosaurs to get the right primordial mats, because I don't think I have the right primordial. We're doing Legends Entwined, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Legends Entwined. Okay, cool. So I got helmet, gloves, belt, ring, relic, chest are all set or reforged set items.
That was close.
We're definitely doing Legends Entwined. All right. There's this chain off. I'm curious. You mentioned whoever asked that question. You mentioned having a variety of like other game genres that tied in. What are some of those that you'd be interested in seeing? All right. Excuse me. Oh, those guys jump hard. This hurt. I bet they have a pretty high kill count this season. I want to look into get some more another stat session in and look at like deadliest enemies. Which is probably skewed by content. Be nice to have like ratio of like times they were killed versus times they killed. Like every monster probably has a pretty low ratio. Have you considered adding mercenaries like Diablo 2 with their own watered down classes? Yes. Oh yeah, definitely. I think this the reason we haven't done this is specifically because we've sort of added elements and themes from this into some classes existing already. And there's a couple classes that we've been kind of intentionally steered away from having any sort of minions or companions or anything like that that goes with them. So those two things combined, we're probably not going to do a merc system, or if we did do a merc system, I'd probably push to have it be a class specific thing. So, and we're kind of halfway there a little bit with the what I'm alluding to here is with the Forge Guard. So there's like this minion you can summon that you can sort of water down what gear they equip based on specific things like systems, so you can pick what they're wearing based on what you're wearing, sort of thing. And it's not quite the same as like picking a specific like having a different paper doll to equip, but it's kind of similar. That's one of the things that we've also talked about doing, is having a specific separate UI for, this is a long time ago when we were first implementing the class, we were talking about this, like having a specific separate UI for the manifest armor itself. So you like, instead of taking the gear you have equipped, having its own gear that you'd equip on, basically making it a mercenary, like a magical mercenary. I think it's more interesting having it on a specific class than it is having it on every class. It's one of the main like design pillars that we've had since the beginning is class identity. So having classes have things that are unique about them, that are interesting, specific to them, that no one else gets. and things that also that they're missing as well. So the things that they're missing, mage has no minions on it at all. And as soon as we add mercenaries to the game globally, mages have minions now, and it changes the dynamic for sure, the whole class. So yeah, I'd say it is unlikely that we'll add minions or mercenaries like one for one as you expect to see them from like Diablo 2 sort of thing. But I do love the concept. And so I don't know, maybe that looks like, I don't know what that looks like necessarily. Maybe it looks like revamping how Forge Guard works. Maybe it looks like adding an entirely new class together. Maybe it's like there's a new like a war leader or a general or a battle commander or something that like has like 2 minions that you can equip or something like that. Maybe there's like, that's like the whole class mechanic is they get 2 of them. And they actually like equip them with gear. That'd be pretty cool. Like take it a step further, but for just one specific class, and that's like what it all centers around. Might feel a little too much like companions on Beastmaster. I don't know. I do think it's an interesting space though. Being able to actually equip them is really cool. And gear is one of those things that people love to collect and equip and find, and that's exciting. It's a really exciting part of the genre in general, and having more ways to utilize that gear in your character's creation is important. Kind of one of the reasons why I like weapon swap so much, and I'm like, we don't have weapon swap. We probably never will have weapon swap, but like it's another item slot on your character. It's another way to utilize gear. How many of these do we need before it force spawns a shade? By the way, earlier when I got asked what color season 5 was, and I didn't just say this at the time, and I'm like, I'm gonna find the right color and find the hex code. I just typed frozen ice into Google to get a picture for it, or frozen ice, frozen blood.
Easy. Too easy.
It was way more red than I expected it to be. All right, will there be a big league mechanic? Something that you can engage with for an extended period of time and break out of mono loop. It will be integrated into the mono. So there is a league mechanic that has significant things to do with it, but it is integrated into the monolith itself. So it's not a separate, it's not separate how the dungeon system. The dungeon system is completely separate. Well, almost completely separate because you still have to get keys from the monolith. Yeah. Oh, I saw it coming and I went to roll and I'm like, I can wait a little bit longer. I couldn't wait a little bit longer. I'm getting my butt kicked today. This is why we're switching. This is why we're switching. Can we get in the future where, for example, when 10 gigabytes, glyphs of hope, reminds me of something cool though. 10 glyphs of hope drop, it would go into a stack instead of say glyph of hope times 10. And say, yeah. This is something we've tried to do. It doesn't work great. I think instead what we have to do and what we have done in the past for something like this is we've used the term like a bag of, and then when you open it, it drops them on the ground individually. So I think that's what we have to do for it. I would love to be able to do that though, and like, I mean, nothing's impossible. It's just a matter of time and effort and what you get out of it. And if we have like a bag system that we can just be like, okay, it's a bag of lifts, a bag of hopes, you know, like and like that system already exists, sort of thing. Is it worth the time to develop the system where it can just drop 10 of a specific crafting material? I don't know. It might. But we have to weigh that against the dev time to like create a new system entirely, sort of thing, or something else. I think I might want to go find a cemetery and place some of these echoes down, because we do have a bunch of new ones that we haven't done before. It might be a good challenge. Let's go do that. Sounds like fun. I want to poison. Yeah, not great. I've realized what's wrong. I'm like, this feels so weird. My audio is still basically muted from when I was trying to figure out why I was echoing. We'll turn that up in a second, because this guy is scary. Oh, yeah, yep. Oh yeah, even just that's enough. There we go. Oh, it feels so much better. Okay, let's find cemeteries down there. You go up that one. Just start going up here. I want that cemetery. Can we expect any new dungeons in the near future? Near future? Probably not. Define near? It is the sort of thing that I'm really interested in doing. I've been banging that drum for a while now. I think dungeons have a lot of potential. They need a proper PCG, a procedural generation system, to be really fun. Dungeons need that. That is something we need to have for them. We do have a timeline on when that's going to happen, and it's not right around the corner. So new dungeons are not right around the corner. Oh, I hear one. You cannot escape from me, because I turned my sound up. Yeah. It's the little things. Think of 3? Nah, just 2. Okay. The blood one is so sneaky dangerous. It gets me so often. That attack right there. Just like building up. You're like, oh, it's so cute. Oh god, I'm dead. What's my favorite non-legendary magic card? I mean, like my first immediate thought is lightning bolt, but that's a boring answer. There is, I have an answer to this. There's I don't know the name of it. It's 1 red, 1 green, 1 blue to play. It's a sorcery. It's something along the lines of target opponent searches your library for 4 cards and puts them in your hand. But it's like they have to pick a creature, a land. I mean, it's only 3. A creature, a land, and a non-creature, non-land card or something like that. Oh, what card is that? Does anyone know what card that is? Something Passage. Yeah, something Passage. It's something Passage. You're absolutely right. I wanted to say Fabled Passage, but it's not that, because that's searching for land only. Oh. It's gonna haunt me. Scryfall to the rescue. It is blue, red, green. Mana value equal to 3. It is a sorcery. wow, there's only one card that fits all of those criteria in all of Magic. It is Guided Passage. Reveal the cards in your library. An opponent chooses from among them a creature card, a land card, and a non-creature non-land card. You put the chosen cards into your hand, then shuffle. Aha, I had the functionality right too. Yes. Yes, that's my favorite card. Because like I don't play it that much anymore because it does slow a game down quite a bit. Especially when you're playing Commander, because you have someone looking through 80 odd cards and they're like, wow, what do I get? And then it turns into like this big debate because you reveal your deck. The whole table gets to see your entire deck. And if there's anyone, if you play the deck a whole bunch, people can be like, hey, what's in his hand? Because what's missing from the deck. So you kind of reveal your hand at the same time if people know what your deck is like, which is fine, really. It's not a powerful card, but even just like, I always feel like 3 mana for like the worst 3 cards in your deck is fantastic. And you can often, you can use it, do some politicking a little bit here, where you can be like, get me a removal spell, and all you like, if you're playing a 4-player game and you pick player 2 and you say player 4 has this creature that's really powerful, you can be like, pick a removal spell and I'll use it on player 4's creature.
That was close.
So you can like, you can get people to help you out and get what you want sometimes. And even just like the worst 3 cards in your deck, like they're gonna be good. You get like a basic and like a removal spell and just the worst creature in your deck is frequently what happens, and it is awesome every time.
Easy. Too easy.
If there's like one, if you're like need a board wipe and there's one other person on the table that wants a board wipe, you just pick that person and they'll grab a board wipe out of your deck for you. Great. All right, back to last Epoch. That's what we're here for. Sorry, my friends all played Magic last night. Jealous. Can you talk about the choice to have a graphical presentation of progression through the endgame rather than an ambiguous system where you just generate random dungeons throughout a prompt? Also, is this an approach we can expect to remain through the endgame revamp? This is interesting, actually. Okay, so we're basically talking about the echo web here. So it's like we're saying like, are we going to keep the echo web as we revamp the endgame, and like talk about the reason why we have that visual representation. And so I think that comes down to a little bit having those secondary, that secondary strategy layer that goes on top of the endgame that I think is really important for an RPG, because one thing, if anything, I've learned about a large portion of a RPG player base, and not all, but a large portion of us, we love to optimize. And having a system like so there's lots of systems to optimize in the game. So your gear is one system to optimize, like your blessings and like all of this plays together as like, it's kind of like one big system really, because you're optimizing your character in general. So your passives, your skills, those trees, like you're optimizing the system for your character to excel, to be the best it can be. And there's a whole bunch of individual systems that connect to each other and work with each other. So like there's things on your gear that give you like skill points that help you that help your skills do, but that like give you more resources in the skills category. There's all sorts of these systems, they integrate with each other big time. And having secondary systems that are also available to optimize is another avenue for fun. Being able to optimize that visual representation of the end game in the Echo system is something that's there because it's another it's another avenue for fun. It's another way for you to customize your play experience. It's another way for you to say, this is the type of content I want to play. So you're going to play it that way.
Another glorious.
Let's find out what it needs. Nothing available. Do we have any hearts? We just have enough to buy one right now. Let's buy one. But 2. Need more bones. Bones and petals. Petals can be bought with fangs. We need bones, so let's do bones. What do we even get with these? How good are they? How bad are they? Could have gone a lot worse. Could have gone a lot worse. Also pretty good. Wow. All right. We'll take those.
Makes me eager for.
Two, two, one. Not good enough. We should start imprinting different things now. Oh, Mike. Great idea, Mike. Obvious idea, Mike. We have so many of these now. So many of these. Okay. What are we going to imprint that we're going to start crafting on now? We have boots that are very similar already. We already have the relic, basically. We have the chest essentially started. I want to do the belt just to get more of them. Grab the belt. Which one is this? Armor, jewelry. Start there. We'll start there. I might just corrupt a couple of these for fun. Show me the money. Didn't just ruin it. Cold damages and necrotic damage is not what we're doing here. It's kind of ruined. We gotta set shard. That's what we wanted, right? Just to finish up the last question a little bit, sorry about the graphical presentation of progression through the end game. We actually used to not have that. And when we transitioned, we called it the Minolith because we'd always planned to have one. And when we eventually implemented it, I think it was a really, really positive change. We got a lot of really positive feedback on that. So it's here to stay, sort of thing. I'd love to have more of those things. Can you say if COF in Season 5 will help with certain drops that weren't affected by prophecies, i.e. Alchemist Ladle, Apathy's Maw, etc., and make them have a better drop rate or something similar? I don't want to make promises on specific items right now, just because I'm not 100% sure how the system's going to shake out at the very end. There's still tweaks being made to it. There's still minor adjustments being made to it. There's certain things that could get added or removed from the changes right now. It's looking really good. I'm very positive about the changes. I think they're going to be well received, welcome, and more than what most people expect. Having said that, there may be certain things people are hoping for that don't end up getting actually done with it, partially because we need to have a full currency split. Someone just messaged me something about they were already buffed. Yeah, okay, I'm not going to say that. But there's a few things that we need to fully split currency off from Merchant's Guild and COF before we can really do some of the changes that we want to do with them in general. Not specifically talking about those specific items that you brought up, but like there's some things that we'd love to include in COF that we can't because it gives Merchant's Guild players a reason to have a COF character.
The silence wakes.
All right, is there anyone's voice, famous or not, that you just wish they would offer you their voice for for LE? I am really jealous of Fable right now on the voice actor front. I'm a huge fan of Richard Ayoade, and him being involved there is incredible. Like, I was gonna play it anyways, but like, even if I wasn't, that would be enough to make me play it, sort of thing.
This moment will shatter.
I don't know why, but Patrick Stewart's coming to mind. Yeah. I'd also just, you know what I'd really like to do, is get people from the last Epoch team, their voices in. That's the big one I'd really want, actually. I think I'd love to see, like, anyone. That's something that I really want to start doing, is getting people who work on the game, getting their voice in the game, literally and figuratively. I think we do a pretty good job of the figuratively, in the sense of that people are able to make suggestions on the team, even in departments that they're not part of. And there's a lot of cross-department collaboration and that sort of stuff happening all the time. And so I think we do a good job of that. We could do better for sure. But I'd love to get literal voices in the game. I think that would be awesome. To have people be able to say, the merchant from Act 7, when they talk, it's me, sort of thing. Like, that would be awesome. I'd love for people to be able to say that. I think that's the sort of thing that really gives you like a sense of like ownership over a project, is having a piece of you personally in it. If you wanted to, obviously. We wouldn't force it on anyone. It's really hard to do though, because you almost want to have voice acting for everything or nothing, sort of thing. And everything's real tough. And we also need a certain level of like recording quality hardware to do it. And if I don't know if any of you have been in large meetings on remote teams, there's frequently audio issues. Everyone has them at some point or another. I don't know what happened. My microphone stopped. It flipped to my webcam microphone a little while ago, and I was like, but it's so nice, it's right here, use this one. What is my favorite muffin? My favorite muffin overall is the one I work with. My favorite muffin to eat, that's a trickier question. Probably like, it's gonna be a fruit muffin of some sort. I'm not a huge fan, and it's gonna sound terrible. I'm not a huge fan of like chocolate muffins. It's like that's bordering real close to cupcake territory, sort of thing, you know. I'm not a huge fan of banana muffins. Like bananas belong in pancakes and smoothies, but I'm not sure they belong in muffins super well. So like blueberry, raspberry, strawberry, those sort of flavors in muffins, big fan. We found like we didn't know it was there. There's strawberries in our yard, and we forgot about them. And we were outside a couple days ago, and we're like, we gotta pick these raspberries. We gotta pick these raspberries. I say strawberries, raspberries. So I've been eating raspberries lately. It's been great. You can make some raspberry muffins. They are gonna go bad soon. Come here. Drop me a Legends Entwined. A little freebie Legends Entwined. Sounds good? Yeah? Yeah? Huh? Huh?
Easy. Too easy.
Huh? Jerk. Alrighty then. You know what? You know what I'm feeling like it's getting time for? I'm feeling like it's getting time for a little teaser tease. I brought one with me. I'm gonna take a second and look up what I'm allowed to say about it. Because I did ask. Oh. Okay, you know what we're putting in here? We're slapping rings in. Hey, good boy. Just a note about the question earlier about the rank. Will it even show me this? There was specific questions about like Apathy's Maw and Alchemist's Ladle and things like that. For example, the mages do drop boss loot, so this does count for them. This rank 10 on COF does count for that. So it does have some stuff there for it. What am I doing? I said I was gonna do something, and I completely forgot what it was. Probably wasn't very important. Oh yeah, there it is. So yes, this is a new this is a new set item coming in season 5, and the theme is wrapped all around it, so you can take a gander at that. Someone else that was for Beastmaster? Not for Beastmaster. Let me double check. Yeah, it's not for Beastmaster. I mean, you could technically equip it as Beastmaster, but it's not. I gotta make another teamer deck to put Guided Passage in something now. Just close that tab.
Infinite possibility.
I caught myself. You know what I'm gonna do? Because I thought I forgot it last week, and I didn't actually forget it last week. We are going to put it in. It's in Discord right now. I did not forget. It's in Discord. If you want the actual image, it's there. Right. That game's so close to forgetting. It was on screen and just started playing again. I'm like, all right, that's done. Get back to the game. Let's go. Posted on Twitter. I do not have access to our Twitter account. But I like the way you think. Okay, what do you think? Did we get a 1 LP Legends Entwined? Did we get a 2 LP Legends Entwined? Did that just happen? No, it did not. That's fine though. Crit strike avoidance is nice to have on a character here and there, but fine. Should we corrupt that one? 'Cause, I mean, it's pretty bad. I think we just corrupt that one. The base is nice. I love corrupting things. I've gotten like such bad luck with it in general. I've got a couple hits, but like pretty bad luck, I think. And I love it so much. Not just my luck's been much worse in other games that have it, and just can't stop myself.
That was close.
Squirrels. I was wearing my my Ziz squirrel shirt yesterday. Not right beside me on the floor. Will Necromancer be getting new gear options? For example, a unique belt. I don't want to say specific things that it's going to get or not get right now, just because, you know, we're still coming up with some stuff, and still making new things as well. Last week, if you missed it, I did tease a new Necromancer unique item, helmet, not belt. But so yes, Necromancer getting new gear options. Details to be revealed. All right. More questions. Do we have more questions here? I think we got more questions here. Oh, we're done. Just rolling through. All right, I was gonna corrupt it, but we don't have it yet. We gotta find another nemesis to corrupt it. Since we will get skill sigils in on expansion, should we expect you to complete all the skills for all masteries then as well? Well, any new, yeah, it says any new skills that come out between now, between like season 5 and season 6, so like over the course of the next 2 seasons, will have like will be integrated into the skill sigil system. So there's like skills that have never been released, that as they release, they'll get their sigils at the same time. And yes. Sorry, I can answer this. What am I talking about? Yes. All at least by the time that LEO comes out. Like, so here, let's distill this question down, because I don't want to be ambiguous about this at all. The question we're asking is, by the time LEO comes out, will we have the final Blade Dancer, Shaman, and Paladin skills? That's what we're asking for, right? Like, let's be clear on the question. So yes. So by the time we know one of those is coming, we've announced one of those already before. I've said quite a few times, originally it was a mistake, and I've just doubled down on it and kept saying it. that there's more than one coming next season. So there's at least 2 of those 3 coming next season. And that the last one of those at the latest will be here by LEO. Yeah. And they'll all be integrated into the sigil system. And if there's any other skills that happen to be here by LEO as well, they'll also get integrated into the sigil system because there's, as we know, a new class. So they need that too. That's what I was trying to say. But I was trying to be sneaky about it. I don't know why I was trying to be sneaky about it because it's all stuff I can say. Yeah, skill team's been doing a lot of work lately. Lot of work. We're actually hiring a position for that right now. Expanded even more. Ooh, yeah, get out of that slam. Those guys, they scare me. These guys get me a lot. Like, a disproportionate amount of my deaths have been from these guys. I think I'm just bad at fighting cold enemies. I think that's what it is. Like, Avalanche gets me. Those guys get me. I'm just bad at fighting cold enemies. Can't wait for Radiant Lance. Yeah. The VFX on it's really nice. It's really good. I want to show it so bad. The first time, it's not what I expected it to be at all originally, and like, I don't even know what I expected it to be anymore because it's so much better than whatever I thought. All right. Will we ever see a point past friendship to do party play? Sorry, it took me a second. Or is there an issue of solo players missing out preventing that? I think that there is very much a world where party play becomes mechanically interesting and more fun to do. I don't think that we will. We have intentionally in the past steered away from having content that requires party play and content that has unique rewards for party play. Having said that, I think there is room for unique activities, unique mechanics, unique interactions, things that can happen as in a party that can't happen solo that are on the table. You know, like the example I've given about this that I've given for years and years and years and years is the like the old like Diablo 2 Diablo fight where like he grabs you with a little cage from the ground and it's like you got I'm trapped in here and someone else got to break you out of the cage and you can keep going in the fight. And like that doesn't need to, like, mechanics like that can exist in boss fights when there is multiple players there, and I think that would be really cool. That's something that I really am interested in doing, is having boss fight mechanics change based on the number of players. So I think there's a lot of fun things you can do in boss fights where it's like, hey, this is maybe it's an extra challenge in multiplayer where it's like, okay, if you want to try it with a party, you can, and it's like harder. Maybe it's part of some like seasonal challenge of like, hey, do this with a party or do something else on your own, and you can do either one of the things to complete the challenge. So, something like that possible. I think there's room for party play, like reasons to play in a party. We're definitely improving the flow and functionality for party play, because right now there's certain situations where it's kind of punishing to be in a party, and we really want to get rid of that. So I think there's lots of situations that we've we've tried hard not to incentivize party play as a requirement to advance efficiently. This comes back to this whole like APG players really enjoying optimizing. And we wanted to really have this distinction of, hey, I can play solo and I can play optimally solo. And like really is a good example, really early on in the monolith system, we had a situation where you could boost one player really powerfully, really quickly by having them like bounce around through parties. So like, you have like 5 players set up in their own parties, and they could like set up the monolith in a certain way. And the one player like jumps to player 1, does something, gets a bunch of rewards, jumps to player 2, does something, gets a bunch of rewards, jumps to player 3, does something, gets a bunch of rewards, and just like cycling through all these people, like really funneling power into a single person super quickly. This required a ton of coordination, and it didn't exactly encourage a very fun play pattern. All these things that weren't very good with it, and we made some choices about the way the monolith functions in a party that made it so that was impossible. Which I think is a good goal to have, where you're not incentivizing this sort of like burden of optimal play party system that makes you struggle with having fun in the game. Instead, you're optimizing the fun out of the game, sort of thing. Okay, and at the same time, though, I think that we really do want to have. I think we've erred a little too much on the side of caution in that sense, and we could have a lot more fun in the game by in multiplayer systems by easing up on some of those restrictions a little bit. For example, advancing corruption. Right now, if you are playing in a party and you advance your corruption to 400 together, and you're just like, you're playing together, you're advancing it together, you're doing everything together, and there's like 4 of you in a group, and you're in one person's monolith, only that one person who's the party leader actually has the corruption advancement. Everyone else is stuck back at 100, or wherever they started. And that sucks. That's frustrating. I really want to, one of the goals for our revamp of the endgame progression systems is to include party play smoothing, alleviating some of these points of friction for party play where you are kind of incentivized to play solo because you're not making progression in a party. And we're doing that in a few different ways. Here. Actually, do the cemetery. All right, joke question. All right, have you ever dropped a red ring yourself? Yes, I have done several on stream. One of the first ones I legit, not on a dev client, dropped myself was on stream. Probably the second or third one ever. But yeah, I've once I got one, and then this was last season, and imprinted it. It was open season because I was playing 1,000 corruption with 2 of them imprinted, and I dropped 8 or 9 of them last season. But I was playing COF, and so the original imprint was self drop. But once the floodgates were open, All right. Serious question. Are you, I assume, overall satisfied with the drop rates of high-end uniques and super chase items like Red Ring? Typically, yes. I think that there's I frequently get these questions where it's are you satisfied with? And the answer is always no. I'm happy but not satisfied, I think is the answer I usually give. It can always be better. It can always be improved. There's always room to make things flow better, feel better, all that sorts of stuff. I think there is room for higher rarity items than it. I think there's I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard to judge. Which is why I don't think I'd ever really be satisfied about it. But I'm pretty happy about it. I think it's good that there's items like that are really rare. have like one of the examples I come back to is like play Diablo 2 for forever, and like I don't know, unless you're like really playing Diablo 2 hard, like have you ever dropped a high rune sort of thing? And it's a little different because the economy systems are completely different, and what those items are used for is completely different, all that sort of stuff. But I do love having those like really, really rare items. There's an interesting thing, like if we're gonna use Diablo 2 as more of an example, there's some interesting things about ultra rare items that can happen where like there's like unique sacred armor. So you get Tyrael's Might, and it's like one of, if not the rarest items in the game sort of thing. It's not very good. It's really not very good. Feels like it should be awesome, but it's not very good. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, because you're not sitting there being like, my build requires me to get this item that's impossible to get. When you do get this item that's impossible to get, it kind of just sits there as like a reminder of this awesome thing you found, but not actually this power spike. So it kind of sits there in your stash and goes like, well, it's cool that I have one, but I'm not going to use it. Draw Queen! Yeah, do it. Let's go. Yeah. I know this isn't optimal. Yeah. We're finishing our Weaver tree. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Don't think I'm gonna do this right now. I can only have one of them as well. I should have enchanted something. I don't know why I didn't. That was dumb. Dumb. That's the wrong hockey mic. Here we go. I think we can do the boss too, actually. Draw Queen time. Literally, that was really early. Be okay though. No problem. Easy. Easy. Oh, it's a regular. I'm like, sweet, a 2 LP. It's regular Alchemist Ladle. Fine. If you introduce corruption tiers as per roadmap, what happens to the corruption ladder? Yes. Great question. I don't know yet. I think basically it needs to be changed so that the like the old ones get archived as is, and new ones need to be adjusted. And I think it turns into like time achieved. So like I think that's the way we already do it when people tie. Which I assume is the question. Needle. Nope. Thank you, someone. Yeah, there we go. Sounds. Yeah. Why does it not show who that is? I just see it like on like the tiny little preview. I don't see who. I don't see a name. I think that means it's a follower. It's cool though. Either way. All right. Are the LE devs against for neutral to the idea of players being able to bypass the leveling process on alternative characters? Something like if you hit level 100 in Season X on an Acolyte, then your next Acolyte in Season X Mastery selection has an option to spend 1,000,000 gold to max out the alt, or a consumable token or anything like that. I'm generally we're against it. I think especially with the addition of being able to respec a character to any mastery now, there's a lot less of a reason to be able to do that when it's specifically tied to individual masteries as like the optional quick leveling. I may have read that wrong. Yeah, smash it or not. And we don't. Yeah, generally I'd say we're against it typically. I would really like to improve the leveling process and options in general. I think that we are. This is one of the things that I've wanted to add for dungeons for so long. Because I think dungeons make a fantastic alternate leveling path. They can be significantly more challenging. They can be significantly faster, and especially when you have twinked out items from like legendaries. So like that's the thing is legendary items don't change the items level requirement, which I feel like most of the people here probably know this, but I'll just go over it anyways. So like this is a level 17 item. If we slap a wand on this and add two affixes on here that usually on their own would bump an item up to like level 50, it still is level 17 item. So you can level with this item. You can get 4 LP Mad Alchemist ladles. They do exist. Even just a 2 though is great. 3s aren't that rare. And you can have extremely powerful leveling items. That the Firestarter Torch is the quintessential example of this one. Where you get ridiculous like endgame items on level like 2 characters, and you just roll through the leveling process. And then if there's a faster way to actually do that by being better, by being faster, by doing something that's harder, I think that makes a good dynamic. But having the process to go through, I think, is important still. I become accustomed to ignoring purple, and this can be dangerous. Totally fine. Okay, I think we're just doing this though. Give me my lizards. I want my lizards. Give me my lizards. My lizards. My lizards. Yeah, I think that if we had like, let's like conservatively, we double the number of dungeons. They have proper PCG systems, and you're able to effectively take like spend more than half your time leveling up to monolith power, in the dungeon system, and you have to and you get most of your like quest rewards, and you're able to get through to the monolith system basically just on that. I think that's a fast and like there's a variety of mechanics. It requires skill to do. It requires knowledge of the game systems. It requires, like, if you have pre-existing items, it makes it a lot easier. But you know, like, if you're able to do it on a very like purpose-built character, it can work. I think that's a good system to be in. I knew it was there. I'm not even winning this. Might help a little bit. That's necrotic damage that just killed us. I know I put a couple of those crafting ones in. We're not going to have anything to craft on them. Not yet. Will Queen Bee be buffed next season? I don't have details on specific balance changes. I'd like to see it in general. I think people were a little disappointed by the power output available based on the visuals that were associated with it. I'm running into a wall. Got him. All right. Nice. Give me more lizards. I want my lizards. Yeah, I think having them be be a little more powerful would be good in general. Just make sure we report things we find. Practice what we preach, right? I'm always telling people to do that. Gotta do it myself. Alright. Are you going to swap over to Blade Dancer on stream? That's also interesting to watch sometimes. I can do that on stream. I was planning on doing it off stream. But yeah, I can do it on stream. I'll save that for, how about this? I will I'll do my best to get the gear I need for that over the week. I'm going to how much gold do I need for that? 1.4. I probably don't have the gold to buy what I need to switch. I will do my best to get the gold to maybe the week after next. In the next week or the week after, I will do the switch on stream. This is probably about 1 million gold. I think that number needs to come down too. I think we're going to drop that number a bit. At a certain point, that can stop scaling up, I think. Oh, 11, gross. Get out of here. 11 weavers will. Oh. All right. In a fashion similar to PoE divination cards that you turn in and or splinters that make a whole item, would last Epoch have something like that in the future? I mean, I do think it's a cool system. I don't want to say like commit to stealing their system like that. In general, I do like the idea where you have like where you collect pieces of a whole and then where you're like, oh, I just found the sweet thing. It's building up towards the thing. When I get to the end of the thing, it becomes the thing. The quintessential example of that I put forward is actually it's basically rune words. It's a more variable system, more variable rune word system, essentially, where like you're like building up to get an enigma. You find a jaw. You're like, sweet, I found part of the thing. You find a bird. Sweet, I found part of the thing, and now I've probably found a 3-socket and an if in the meantime, so I can make the thing. So you find like pieces of the thing, and then when you put them all together, they become the thing. That system is part of what we had intended behind like that feeling of, hey, I found part of the thing and now I'm going to get the thing at the end is part of the legendary system. You find the unique with the LP, then you find the exalted, and you put them together and you get the thing. I think the big difference there is that that's not the end point. And there's that roll afterwards, like the corruption roll afterwards, or there's the slam roll. So there's like the slam roll and then the corruption roll that happen after. So you find two pieces of the thing, and it's a shot at the thing. It's not the thing. Which I think is the big difference there. So I do really like the idea of having systems where you find two pieces of the thing, and at the end it actually is the thing. Now, sometimes we're talking about start of this question was about divination cards, and they're not always guaranteed either. Like there's sometimes there's a roll there, or sometimes the thing that you give that gives you is a crafting material even. So like there's variability there too. But okay, it was my potion button's right next to my inventory button. Got a lot this stream. A lot.
Yes.
It's soul. Doesn't deserve to be my stash that's full of stuff. I'm not even gonna finish all these that I laid out. Let's go in this thing. Tomb Guardian. Originally, the Tomb Guardian had a much larger role and was way harder. When we first designed the system out, it was like on par or stronger than the Fate Weaver at the end of the tomb.
They won't forget that.
And like you couldn't even walk in without killing them. I don't know if you. I don't think it's a requirement now, but you had to kill it to like open the tomb. I'm glad we changed that. This is not a drinking game for every time I said the thing. Yeah, I said the thing a lot there, didn't I? I sometimes because this is all off the cuff. I have a tough time explaining concepts sometimes, and I don't use the best words sometimes. I'd say half the streams I'll get off the stream and I'll chat with someone on the team or a friend or my wife or something and be like, yeah, I kept saying this on stream and I really should have used this term. I had the perfect example. I'll think about it as soon as the stream ends. Almost every time. Oh well. C'est la vie. Got about 8 minutes left in stream. I'd be happy to answer a couple more questions if anyone's got one for me. Apparently I need to focus on what I'm doing, so maybe no more questions. No, just kidding. Okay, here we go. We're gonna get this before stream's up. I promise. It's gonna happen. Gonna happen. Will it just let me run in without fighting him? Let's see. Is it open? Yeah, okay, it is locked. Is it all of them that are locked, or is it just this one? Will there be podcasts with streamers on season 5? I really hope so. I really hope so. I think so. I know this is something that we got a lot of feedback on as being wanted, and was sorely missed in season 4. I know this was some like pretty strong feedback we got. I'm always down to do it. I think it'll be a good time to do some, especially for me to do some. I'd really love to get some specific extra people on those than are not normally showing up with things like that. Yeah, I'm very much interested in doing it. I don't have a firm yes or no if it's going to happen. If anyone hosts a podcast and would like to have a guest on it from the team, reach out to us. I'd be happy to go on your podcast. I'll answer hard questions. Oh, I'll try to answer hard questions. I might not be very good at it. You know, I think it'd be really cool to do I don't know how much. Yeah, I don't think we can actually do this. I don't think we have enough of them coming out this season to do this. But if we had a large, like say we had a huge bank, we're doing like a season, let's say some season down the road we're doing, and we're like, this is like a big unique season, and there's like 40 uniques coming this season. I don't know, and that's not the season though. I think it would be really cool to like do something similar to how Magic does set reveals for cards, where they basically give out individual cards for different streamers to reveal. I think that'd be really cool to do. We could like bring some on podcasts, things like that. That'd be awesome. Love to do that. We would need a large bank of them to do that though, because we would need still a chunk to reveal like normal. That'd be a pretty big one to do that with. I'm gonna have to start working on a bunch of unique items behind the in my off hours. What have I done for myself? Oh no. Some skills. Probably scary hit. Some skills, like Flay, for example, deal a heavy amount of damage by triggering different skills, which then also trigger skills again in skills like Erasing Strike. One of the strongest skills still deal more damage on its own with a much more streamlined gearing process. What is your vision and target on how skills deal X amount of damage, and what do you like better? There are standalone skills that lack damage and don't really offer trigger options as well. Thoughts? Yeah, I think variety is the name of the game here. I think having skills that are thwomp damage and skills that are I'm going to set up this Rube Goldberg machine of triggers are both appealing things for different types of players, or different types of appeal for the same player. And I think that trying to create and set up those situations where we make both of those options possible is really important. One of the ways that we try and do that is we're adding a lot of mechanics. We're adding both a lot of mechanics that do trigger different abilities, so abilities that previously have not had triggers. One of the things we've been looking at basically in every skill is when we're working on the skill, looking like how many references how many times does it reference other skills, and how many times do other skills reference it? And there's definitely certain abilities that work a lot better for that than others. So there's certain things that are like, this is a really good skill at the way the base skill functions. It's really good at triggering other things, and certain skills where the way the base skill functions, it's really good at being triggered. And we've gone through every ability in the game about this, and looked at ways we can add to both sides of those coins. But then we've also at the same time looked at how can we add new mechanics that say, like, when you directly cast. So, and this means that there are things that there's new functionality, new mechanics, new powers that come when you directly use the ability, and new ways to trigger the ability, and new ways for it to trigger other abilities. So there's like all three of those things are things we're interested in adding in on a variety of different skills, and having those options available is all of those things are having all of those options available is very important. Sorry about that little tongue twister I got there. But yeah, I think that there's variety is the key there, I think. Okay, did we get, let's just like T7 crit avoidance on this one ring would be perfect. Mid-roll T5. Yeah. We stay away from this guy. Just stand far away. You're fine over there. Okay, we're gonna corrupt that. Double T6. Yeah, we're just gonna shadow that. Okay. No! I was just about to say before that happened, I'm like so cautious here because I want to make sure I don't biff it at the last second. Yeah, we could have set that up a lot better. That's okay though. Yes, I know enchanting disable and failed echoes. I know. You have to remind me I failed. Oh boy. Okay, and we are. It's not great. We're not going to use it, but just for the fun of it, we're going to slam it. Got one more question left at the wire. Will Ellie ever have echoes large enough to justify mounts? Probably not. Do you think a mount-related dungeon would be a cool thing to build around? Yes. So, two very different questions there. And the core difference there, I think, is that a dungeon really easily comes with a unique ability. And I have considered this one before, and I really love this idea. I'm grinning because I have like a note written down on in a document that I was looking at yesterday that actually has this in it. And yeah, I don't think like echoes that need mounts, I don't think it's something that we're probably ever going to do. Mostly just because if it's available in echoes in general, then as soon as you have like certain echoes become trivially small, effectively. Like once you have mounts available in echoes in general, every echo needs to be built with mounts in mind. And we have so many echoes that were not built with mounts in mind that I don't think it makes sense or works. But a dungeon, you could build a dungeon with mounts in mind, and it makes it interesting. And you could have different mechanics based on a mount. So yeah, I think there's cool things you could do there, and I think that would be a lot of fun. We don't have anything like that planned, or set or designed or anything like that. Like when I say this in a document, like I have like a pitch document that I keep that's like things that I want to pitch at some point. But yeah, I do like this. I think it's a cool idea. All right. On that terrible disappointment, it is time to end. Wonderful, everybody. I hope you have a great day. Hopefully the sun's out wherever you are. Oh, that's too perfect. Okay, cool. Yeah, have a great day, everybody. Drink lots of water, have fun. If I didn't answer your question, I apologize. It was not intentional. Please head on over to our Discord, Ask the Devs channel. I'll be happy to try and answer it there. I hope you had fun. I know I did. I'll be back same time, same place next week.